Oh, there it goes. I'm recording it as well, and I will put it up on YouTube, so you guys can record it if you want. I want to try something called Fathom to hmm, yeah. Anyways, see how that goes now. All right, so a lot of things worked off the expected move. We could Tesla overnight right to the EM. If this gaps up, let's get the right screen. Hope you guys had a good day. Shit, what am I doing? Wrong button. All over the place. All right, so this has been coming up to fill this gap that shows up on the weekly and the daily, right back here. So this big, this pretty good gap here. It actually gapped down, yeah, to here. That's right. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's in a dark blue, but anyways, you can see the screen here. So that's, we were inside that gap. You know, does it really matter? It could. I'll tell you, if we do roll over, it could happen here, right at 265. It'd be more likely for me to see us come up at this point and touch 285. Um, I just think we're on so much of a roll with Tesla. I mean, unless we roll over tomorrow, right? With Powell. So, and that'll be interesting. I have no real opinion on that because I mean, I can imagine both ways, right? It's not going to surprise me one way or the other. Um, I don't think with the Fed that I think they're going to raise rates 25 basis points. A lot of people think it's going to do a pause. The thing with that is it's possible, but I mean Powell has always he's always said, right? I mean they always tell us what they're going to do. The market thinks a whole bunch of shit, goes through all this like struggle right now, and the funds rate. Everybody's like, yeah, last time the funds rate knew they were going to raise, and it's like it did not think that for the first like it was only until the last like 2 weeks going into the meeting, right? Now, obviously, this shit's a little bit different and could be good to go. So, yeah, what's up, dude? I'm just looking at the chat here. I may not see the whole chat, but yeah, let's go check it out. All right, so anyways, with Tesla, it's like anything else. We'll go check it out. All I'm looking at here, right? Oh, with Powell, sorry, I got distracted. With Powell, we don't, they could do anything, right? Fed could pause, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to. I think if anything, they'll hint to a pause next meeting, which I think is in July. So it's a real short period in between. There'll be less front running. This thing
Progress.
could rock up and tag this pretty quick. Let's go. Let's chart out some of those names. You guys want to see something in particular? Let me know. I'm not going to run this too late tonight. Um, what do we have? Actually, SMH. Yeah, SMH and what was the other one? What was it? Oh yeah, okay, TA. All right, go check that out. But yeah, it was an interesting day in the market. We'll go over SPX here, but there were some good plays, and actually, Power Hour was fucking awesome. I didn't do too much of it, but I didn't talk about too much of it because I was on spaces that didn't really talk about trading, but or about actual taking trades, but that's fine. It's a good little deal. Yeah, so looking at the 4 hour here, I guess we should start with weekly. It's where we're always at here, it seems like. All right, so this would have been the big. Yeah, this is interesting. This chart is so similar to another one I looked at, and it's the same situation. What was it? Oh, Starbucks. No, it's a little bit different than Starbucks. Anyways, this is your weekly demand, right? That this all bounced off of. and I can just look at the chart and kind of look to the left. Now you do have a bigger, actually, no, you know what? This would probably be your bigger demand, except this is pulling back to what was the high back in 2018. And you gotta remember, this would be a big move for this ticker. So, this is more like the retest. You definitely have a pause here. It bounced. So we're coming back up. We tried to retest that. I guess since the first time we broke through, we came up. Anyways, that's just the old one. Keep that in mind that this could just be a retest. That's what was familiar with Starbucks. So your real weekly supply is up here. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so that's our little section of liquidity here. So what we're looking for is the highest bullish close above price. So in this whole little section of liquidity, I can come up here and say, okay, which bullish candle? What was the highest closing price, which is going to be on a bullish candle? Well, I shouldn't say it's all. We're looking for a bullish candle. You could gap up and close up here, and that would technically be the highest closing price, but that's not what I mean. We're looking for bullish candles. So that's your weekly supply. We have not tested it yet. Yeah, and we did dip under there. You know what? Let's check that out. So if that would be interesting. Yeah, so I'm not going to fuck with that though. All right, so for demand, here, let's zoom in again. That's not necessarily the spot, but all right, so that's, I think here, current price, what's the lowest closing price that doesn't wick into or interact with a zone that's underneath it, right? A more dominant candles level. So basically looking for the lowest closing price on these candles. So I see that, okay, I closed here, but I look to the left, I can see this one's a little lower. They all go down to this here, right? And then you jump over and it's this candle. So that is your main demand on the week. We can just take that. We are going to zoom in, but I do want to. Weekly candles are great for just being like, this is how because this is what you do on any time frame. So, all right, next one up though, right? That doesn't wick. None of these wick into the body of this candle here. They don't. They get close to interacting with it. It's the same demand. It's just where is it concentrated, right? And we'll find these little concentrations here. And the reason we know that this works is because you have shit like this happen. This is formed, you pop up, right? You dip down, it goes a little bit lower this time, push up. You gap down, open, and what does it do? Because it gap down, but it's bullish. This week, it dips into the zone and gets bought up, right? And then you dip into this zone again, get bought up. Obviously, there was some selling pressure here, right? This dipped lower, and then the final retest was in the zone. So you could have said this demand zone was solid all the way through, right? What am I doing? Sorry. So that is definitely demand. Now we didn't touch it here, and I could say, hey, this is another demand zone. I'm not going to fuck around with that because if you look at this area, we know that this is coming down. I don't need to make this more complicated than it is. So we'll see. Maybe this is just a retest of it. I don't know how bullish I'd be per se. Let's see. That's the daily. So a gap down. I see what happened here. Yeah, that's interesting. Oops. Yeah, let's go back to the daily and check this out. So this would have been your demand on the day. I will look and see at the 4 hour what the zones are, but I am curious about this. So this would have been what your support level, right? We gapped under it. We obviously gapped up to it again. This should be dotted, right? But this is just a retest of this. So the fact that we closed the day just above it. So what I would not, oh no, we didn't look. See, and that's why the body matters. Look what changes. It is slightly above it, but by 4 cents. I would want to see where we open. Okay. I don't know if he's in here or not. Is Omi the homie in here? I love the name, but I don't know. I don't see it like in the Zoom's always different. So I would watch where this opens, right? If we open below, I'd be careful. I'd be shorting it back down. As far as targets go, you're going to want to pretty much intercept the bottom of this first. That'd be my first target. Yeah, and then, maybe down here at the 200. Now, if this gaps up, it could rip up. It could, if it wants to run, um, and I'll even put an alert over the 79 because that's what I'd want to see. I'd want to see us really, pop up above this with momentum, really even hold on to this, maybe get an hourly close above, have it come back down. Just depends on what happens. If for some reason we're bullish in the morning and this runs up and gaps over top of it, then I'd just buy it. Like if I got the alert and it was right at open, I'd probably buy it on any small pullback. There's not a lot going on with this chart though. Yeah, Netflix, I can do that. All right, let's look at SMH. Yeah, so this is very similar to a lot of things. You're just in this is semiconductors, I believe. Yeah, right. Why do I have zones up here? This must have done a reverse split. First split. Oh, it just split. Yeah, where'd it go? There it is. Ah, I didn't realize SMH split. Gotcha. I'm like, why are all my zones up there? All right, so I'll have to redo them. Sorry, I can delete this shit. Poof. All right, so we are at all-time highs. Near it, whatever. So you do have, I'm not going to go crazy with the week, but I do want to see what's going on with this one. Fuck, those should be solid, but change them. Yeah, this is interesting because I mean, obviously Nvidia's rocking and rolling, right? TSM had great earnings, or good enough that it's been running. That was a great play. Let's check out the 4-hour here. Yeah, and you see the interaction with this shit is perfect. And we finally came back up and got inside of it today. So, and we held inside of it today. Actually, that's pretty good. That's definitely flagging. You guys see that? I mean, that's pretty fucking sweet. So if we are, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I'm definitely going to talk about this one tomorrow. Because even if we break to the downside, or if we break down, it's going to be a pretty clean looking, we should be able to pick up on it pretty quick and have it be, I'm not trying to say here, and just catch it even before, even if you caught it as it comes down and finds support here, if it's really dropping, it won't stay here long. And then you got a nice move to the downside. If it breaks the upside, there are spots to worry about. But we can let's see how much. Yes, you got 4-hour up here. It's not bad though. This thing's got room to run. So that's your supply on the 4-hour. Look at that. See how this is how this shit works out. It's not like I even know this is gonna happen, but like that's your 4-hour. That's the bottom of your zone, right? Why does this shit work so well? You see this get confirmed, and it doesn't mean it can't run up and do this shit where it gaps up and it's trying to go higher. Because I mean, obviously, but when you see this afterwards, like it's just this is where the bulk of the sellers are, right? I mean, it's crazy to see it precise like that. Other things get precise hits because you could say it's randomized because it's general supply. Like there's sellers just up around this area. This is a big push up, but to have it tick like that and see the interaction on the zone on the smaller time frames, I always love that because it's confirmation that we're on the right track. All right, so that's your sub. Actually, no, that's not. Fuck. All right, so that's not your sub because it's behind, what price after this zone he was here. This red candle, this red wick ran up, price ran all the way up and interacted with that zone above. So I'm just sitting here half paying attention. So those are our two zones. Yeah, and we are up against that. So that's something we could look for here in SMH. A 4-hour close, right? Whoa, what did I just do? Okay. Yeah, a 4-hour close above 153.85, right? That's what I'd want to see by open tomorrow. It'd be nice to. If as long as we're above 153.46, that's pretty good. If you see a 4-hour close below, pre-market can be a little weird anyways, right? But if we did get a couple 4 hours of closes below, and it came up and retested it at the start of the day and was weak, then this could be a good short entry too. So, but if we see it above, really want to catch a 4-hour close above and then a retest. Now you can go on the hourly and find more zones. It's going to be very similar. We'd have to go back and check to see what's there, but I mean, either way, we will have a 4-hour close before cash open. So you can always revisit this and check it out, see what price is doing then. So if it came back down, you could, I'd watch for, well, the 51.55 or 151.55 to 151. I mean, even to 150, I guess, right? But I think if this thing starts to break down, I have these two alerts here. I would expect this, if it does start, if it opens underneath here, we could drop here. I expect this alert to go off, and then it could easily bounce here at like 152, 150, 150, and then try to come back up and retest. And that's where I'd look for the short entry if it was weak. We'll have to see. Did I post that? No, I didn't. And then we'll look at Netflix and fail with your typewriter. Like you're typing on a typewriter. All right. So good old Netflix that was looking like it was rolling over and said, fuck you. This thing is on fire, but I'm not gonna lie, I fully expect some crazy shit out the woodwork, but until then, I'm just buying. I mean, it's not that I won't short something, but like today, I mean, I bought calls. I set on that space. Everybody was done. Like I know they want to do, I don't know. The space today was interesting. I don't mind speaking up there with them. It was a little too macro-y, and it was very dominant of the sponsors and Matt's thing. And Matt, I don't mind the dude, but something about him just gets annoying. But anyways, all right. So here's Netflix with this crazy ass shit. So where's the 4-hour? It's right up there. All right. So that's gonna be your daily and the 4-hour. We'll look at the daily here too. So yeah, see that the closing price here, this dotted gray, that's the top of the daily, and that's the bottom of the 4-hour zone. So did we close? I think we closed. Yeah, no, we did right there. Yeah, we closed. So we did close inside this daily supply. That's actually, bullish. Do I not have a do? I need to put this out in the front. I can fucking see it when I need it. All right, so that's that. Might as well look here for this. Come on, it's so far back. Yeah, so it's literally just stacked. So we know the supply is fucking wild up here. So there is this though on the 1-hour, which we may be like over that retesting. That's why I find these. That's why I go back and make a point of finding them, right? I find them, and you can see how this was a decent supply, right? The hourly came back up here, tested it once, fell down, came back up, tested it twice perfectly. The zone is here, the legacy zone, so you can pretty much guarantee that something will be happening here, but it is nice to get direct signals from a certain time frame. All right, and then that's our hourly, and then basically that yellow line is going to be the bottom of that. So let's do this. Let's go over here. Yeah, so we did get the hourly close above. All right, so that's cool. So let's see what it does overnight. If it opens, we should come down. Remember, this was the supply. Now, this would be your hourly demand, this bearish candle now, right? So you can see how it's inside of this supply. So I would leave this, even though, I mean, the zone's there. I wouldn't normally have this on my charts at, the hourly and the four, because I just know I know with the zone here, I'm looking for this thing to come down and retest. But you can see this, and that way, if it does come down and it looks like it's breaking 430.12, you could say, look, I know at 429.31, this is really like the beginning of the zone, right? When we were coming up, that was the supply. So now it's going to act as support. Obviously we could dip down to this wick, but so I mean, there's enough things there you can choose to or not. But I will say it is in the moment nice to it's nice to have because we make less mistakes with it basically, right? It's there and it just keeps it fresh in our heads. So myself included, and sometimes I miss shit, but you're not gonna be able to zone everything. Someday, if I have a program that'll do it, you guys will be the first to know. All right. So with Netflix, let's see where we open here, right? If we open above this, basically where we're at here, I would still look for a retest of this hourly. It's 434.60. But mainly, I would like to see this come down and retest just the zone in general, right? So 430 to 433. If we start getting hourly closes underneath, this blue zone, and then they keep stacking down, yeah, we can go from there. I will say this preface with tomorrow is that we'll have probably run up in the morning. Okay. Very simple. I mean, I think we will be a slow grind. There'll be some volatility, but I do think things will just grind higher, right? Unless something happens overnight going into FOMC, right? And then we'll probably go flat. We've done that a couple times. I am the guys that I've been doing the spaces with, or one of them, not Wolf, but the other guys, wanted to have an FOMC space. So we will do a space at 3 o'clock. It's not my favorite time to start it. Or I'm sorry, it's not an FOMC, but it's a power hour space. I think we should have started it earlier, but I don't really care. I'll be around. We'll see what's up. We'll get set up with the trades, and then for FOMC, I plan to be here. So, and we can trade it up a little bit. And for anybody that isn't comfortable trading it or doesn't trade the fast paced shit, look for some stuff in the morning. I do think, right, and I can change my mind by morning, of course, but if the charts change, but I do think we will grind higher, right? So we can pick up like a Friday expiration, or even a Wednesday expiration, calls, right? Something that you don't have to like get crushed on if it does pull back a little bit, because I think we're going to see volatility, try to flush us out and move higher. Like look at Nvidia today. Here, let me share this so it's set. As far as targets on Netflix, it's the zones for me. I would watch these zones here, and then I think you're at not all time highs, but at the highs that we were talking about. And I'll have this chart up, but yeah, let's shit, what was I just saying? Yeah, I'm having a brain fart here. Fucking
Nvidia, brother.
Yeah. You're talking about Nvidia.
Yeah, no, I got it. Thank you. I just had to remember for a second. Yeah, this is in beast mode. So it's not at all-time highs, but it is, we've been talking about it coming back to this level for a while, right? Like that was why I bought it down here. And I took swing trades off of this. I mean, I took profits on shit, whatever, but I have traded it. I obviously traded Nvidia today. That it paid out, but look what happened. I mean, really, so much of this, half of this move is after hours. Well, not half. I guess from here. I think it's from right. I don't know. Maybe it's from here. But this is a pretty big move, and the fact that it moved over the EM, it was great. But it did take a little while. In the morning, it was a little more choppy than, or a little more hesitant, I guess. But yeah, this thing is just in beast mode. Yeah, if we keep chugging higher, this thing will see 424. It could. I mean, if we ripped, we could see higher, right? So if we break through this 424 and you're like, fuck, where's it gonna go? You go down, you go into the expected moves channel, right? You go and find Nvidia where it says Nvidia. You got to scroll up a little bit, and Nvidia's expected move is $18.21. So then you add $18.21 to 424's 10, right? So that'd be what 430 42 and change. What I say was 21. So yeah, and 22 cents. So 442 be up here. And you can see that, right? +1, +2, +3. I'm not saying it's going to go there, but I'll tell you what, they sold the fuck out of the 440 calls today, the 470 calls. There's a lot of NVIDIA flow. So, or they didn't sell the fuck out of them. I'm pretty sure they were bought. Like they were buying them, I should say, but they got sold too. But yeah, I don't know, who knows? It's a wild market, but listen, we're going into it. Just remember that like Powell comes out, he could flatten it. He could push us higher. It could be some positive reaction. I mean, I wholeheartedly expect a profit-taking event, if not Friday, like if not today, sorry, as we go into the end of the week. There's people are going to take some profits. I know there's a lot of FOMO and a lot of buying that they're okay. Like a lot of people, a lot of big smart money is in positions that are low enough that they could take a gap down and decide to stop out that next day, and be fine. Like they're up on their positions, especially obviously something like Nvidia, fucking monster. But I'm tired of fighting it, right? Like you don't want to just be like, oh, like everything's fine, it's a bull market, because we still have some issues. Like I still feel with that macro in the background, but at the same time, like, and I'll short the fuck out of pops at levels, but really, like I'm okay like buying some shit on the long side. I just feel there's something that has shifted, at least until Powell comes out. That it's like, hey, when we dip hard, I don't mind holding it. For a little bit, it was the opposite way around, right? Like even though we'd rally, like I wouldn't mind holding the shorts. That I don't know, last couple of weeks just hasn't been the same, hasn't really been there. So now I think that could change tomorrow too. And maybe it wouldn't change till the end of the week, but we'll see. We'll see what Powell says. I don't know. I think they're gonna do what they said they do, which is raise rates and sit there and talk. And maybe they'll say next meeting we'll pause, and the market's gonna react like crazy anyway, so as it always does. All right, so with this, I don't need the pink one there. This is straightforward as it gets, right? Well, let's go to the 4 hour, but we went zone to zone, right? It was that's at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, and that's at 9. So, you know what I mean? We just rocketed it up. What did we do? Actually, the 1 hour looks better, I think, than we bounce right off 1 hour. Yeah, see this? So this would be your 1 hour demand as price pushed up here, right? You're looking for the dominant bearish candle that closed the lowest without being part of any bearish candle below. And what did we do? We came down, we closed here. Yeah, let me snap a line on this. This is just, it's almost too good. So, right? I mean, look what we did. We wicked down. This would be the top of this zone. There should be another one here, which I could put on. It's not invalidated yet. But I'm trying to keep the charts clear. We literally came out, tested that, and got bought up a little bit, closed here, and then it took the big drop, right? That's when the sellers stepped in. But guess what? That's the fucking fake out. That's liquidity purge where, and I don't know why exactly it happens, but that's the retest. It just happened to retest all the way down to this doji wick, but there's a reason that I had this blue dotted line here the whole time. It happened obviously when we aren't able to trade on the cash side. Or no, this did. Yeah, this was 8 a.m. I thought it said 5 a.m. This is also the hourly, right? So this happened this is in the 5 a.m. candle, but from 8 o'clock, obviously 8:30 is when it really happened, I think. And then 9, 8, and then here was 9. So we opened. I don't know if we pushed higher and lower, whatever the case. This is the 9 a.m. Candle. Created this demand zone. Fucking rocked up, came back down, and what did we do? We tested it right here, and that's when I put that tweet out. Or no, I put it out here, yeah, in the morning, and then we did it again at night. But it was fun. It was a great power hour. It's too bad I couldn't talk more about trading, but whatever. I got to do something different. Hopefully, these spaces with this other crew is going to be good. All right, guys. So that's what's going on with that. We went zone to zone though. Like I literally, I know I say this a lot, and I'm trading a lot of different things, looking at different levels. But at the end of the day, right? Like if we now that we're in the zone, if we can reclaim it, or not reclaim it, but well, if we can get up inside the zone, the 43.75 spot 7 to 43.88 spot 7, you know, and hold inside of that. It'd be nice to see it test on the 4 hour, test this yellow up here, this yellow zone. It's kind of the top of the, let's see here, right? Yeah, there's not a lot, you know, this is like the speed bump. If we rip up from here, we're probably, I mean, you know, I don't know what we'll do this week, but I mean, the second deviation is 44.26. I think 4,400 will be easy work if we're rocking up. Let's see, what is the third deviation? I know I did it on the SPX chart. I just didn't put it on this. So it's 63.74. So yeah, so what is that? That's 44.80. What did I say? What? Yeah, 44.85 to 44.90, right? Basically. So that would be up here, right around 4,500. I mean, the weekly supply is right up here. So I don't expect that's where we're going, like necessarily. But if we rock out, I think we will come up, touch second deviation, maybe go to 44.50 even. But it does set us up, right, for high prices, you know, for what it's worth. You know, you have to come all the way up here to interact with a 4 hour zone, which is really interacting up here, you know, with this whole weekly. So, all right. So that's the other thing. So I have, you know, I have the 4,400 calls. I have the 4,300 puts, right? Or no, I'm sorry. I have the, what did I have? I don't know. I got a bunch of different shit, but I had 4450s is what or did I, no, I had the 4350s, I think. I can't fucking speak. They got the 4350s, but, I don't know if that's right, actually. I'll have to check. I don't have it open, you guys. But anyways, my point is I'll carry them. I'll swing them. I think that it's very much possible that if we have the Fed come out and if Powell comes out and it says that they're gonna pause the next meeting, basically implies it, and the market pushes on that, I fully expect it to continue, and I will buy like a 4,500 contract for 3 weeks out or something. You know what I mean? Or and wait for a dip to buy the shit if you can. But I think we'll be seeing some gapping up, with some pullbacks. But I don't know. There's too much hype. There's too many bulls. Eventually there will be a liquidity drain. There will be exit liquidity. So that's why. But I wouldn't be buying long-term shit here at all. Like even if let's say this is the bottom it's in, you're gonna have like small caps. They will get a like each ticker will get a nice pullback at some point. It may not be for 6 months, right? But as far as like a long-term buying opportunity, like for my retirement or my long-term account, 6 months is small, like to wait for another dip. Don't just FOMO into this bullshit. With like the type of trading we do, I can say, hey, I'm comfortable swinging this for 3 weeks now, or having that time frame to really let it like rock and roll. Because I mean, where's the top of the fucking weeklies up here? 45, 45, 46. As crazy as that sounds, right? I mean, I don't know. Shit, it's off the chain. So I mean, anyways, I'm not sold on it. I think I don't think this V-shaped recovery will happen without some type of if that's what it is, it's going to chop. But just remember, like we chopped back here in 2020, right? Like this situation here, right, where we rocketed up, even here, like this type of pullback, that is healthy, right? And it smashed shit down. This one was a little more choppy. Went on for what, from fucking August to like January or something. Oh no, August and November. That's right. That was going into the fucking elections. Anyways, and and just that's going to be the opportunity. Like you don't need to buy. Um, if we're somewhere up in here or something. I don't know. Whatever. You guys get my point. So. I'm not chasing FOMO in this bitch in. And the other thing is, if we're gonna have a bull run for another 7 years or something, like some people say, with different events, but like we're in the next like bull cycle, which I don't believe. But if that's the case, you're gonna have fucking so like it's not gonna matter when you buy. Like you're still good to go. Like you're fine. In 3 years we'll be higher, in 5 years we'll be higher. And that's what I mean. It's what markets do. I don't know if that's what we're gonna do this time. Anyways, all right. So SPX, what are we looking for? I want to see a pullback to the EM. Worst case, right? We open up underneath 43.75. We want to see SPX pull back to the expected move and hold. Maybe dip under it a little bit. If sell off pretty hard and we get back down to like this 43, 48 zone, this one here, I'd want to see that like bounce and quickly recover. I'll buy the dip there, but just know that it could bounce and come up and chop and do this until Powell speaks. You know, it's a possibility as much as I think that we could see, you know, we could see Powell come out and, you know, we could just rock higher for a little bit. I don't know. Same with the NASDAQ, right? Like we fucking closed, we chopped around up here. But I mean, shit, like we are, you know, we've kind of made it through this shit, right? So now we have Powell coming up. You know, the other thing, Powell comes out and drops us. I'm gonna probably be buying. I'll probably buy that, right? I don't mind shorting it either. Like if I can catch the short on the way down, that's awesome. I'll leave runners and hit targets, but I will look to buy again. You know, unless he says something that really sells, just doesn't sound right or um, and that's fine. And listen, you don't have to trade tomorrow. You can still just hang out and watch, see what's going on, make some mental trades, and then jump in Thursday or Friday because I mean the last few weeks have been really good end of the week. So, all right, what else? What the fuck is going on here? This thing's all fucked up. What else you guys want to look at? Let me see. Netflix we did, so UPST, yeah, we can do that. You're interested? Oh, Alpha Doggy, yeah. I know. So we can't run Zoom. It like shuts off on his phone, I guess. All right, UPST. Oh yeah, I was just talking about this one. Some dude. Yeah, so we got the close over, right? Yeah, it's the close. So we did close over this daily. So I would look, see where we open here. You are coming into the zone, but it does look good. If we could open and dip back to the top of the zone, basically an hour or a dollar lower from where we're at, that could be good. I could see us push higher, but yeah, let's check out the bigger picture here. I mean, it's steamrolling, so I can see it coming up and testing like up near the 50s. I swear, fuck was I looking at? Oh, come on. Distorted ass shit. Um, yeah, okay. So we haven't quite retested the old support. Right. Really it'd be this where the zone is at, this 38 or 38.20. Because that's this one closing below this week closing underneath this level really was the sell signal, right? So we had 1 week, 2 week, or I'm sorry, yeah, weeks, right? 1 week, 2 weeks retested, closed here, and then sold off, right? I mean that is a retest. It's just it takes it took 3 weeks to get there. So we could be coming back up to retest that general area. We did pretty much test it once here. It's almost like like a upside or not upside down, but like a inverse or a cup and handle and rewind, right? Like you had the big breakout, you're rewinding, you come down, here's your cup, or I'm sorry, here's your handle, and then here's your cup. So where's the brim of the cup end up here? I don't know, but it is moving. Definitely has potential. Just keep an eye out on it. It's good to see it recovered the IPO low. It'd be even better to see it recover the zone here. These for as big as the zone is, it's still valid, right? That it's like, this is your first area consolidation. You don't, and you can see how it interacted here as well, even though it eventually did break. You're coming back up into that general zone. Microsoft. That's not it. Right. Good old Microsoft. Oh, no. Reset yourself. All right. What is Microsoft doing? Same thing it's been doing. Massive weekly supply here, right? Retested, tried to get the breakout, dropped, came back up, retested again, got sold off. Beautiful retest here when it dropped off. So this is when this was all created. Really nice price action on Microsoft. But what have we done here? We came up, we almost tested it once, tested it, closed underneath, gapped the fuck down. I told you guys that too, right? Remember I was saying it was a bearish signal on the Microsoft. Like that is a bearish signal from the week. And what do? We gap down. Now we've rallied back up, but if we struggle bust, the rest of the week here, that's probably going to be it. This could even, I mean, here's the thing. We still have all this, like this week could look different when it closes. These EMs are not right. So why is it different on this fucking layout? That's weird. I thought I had the EMs correct on. Yeah, I do. Is that because we're in a different fucking, yeah, that's weird. Hold on. Let me just go to the right chart because that's really fucking strange. I mean, that what I was saying is correct, but the EMs are not right. This is what I wanted to say. This is where we were at today. The one thing we have going for it is we did close the day over the expected move, right? And you can even kind of see that. But it's also the zone that's here. So just keep an eye on that. But if we do rally up, right, the second EM's 340, and then the top of all this is up here. So looks like we have just almost $7 move. So you'd have 37, which would be all the way up here for the third deviation. So Microsoft looks good, but here's the thing, right? With any of these, it depends on where we open. I'd be more worried if we opened underneath, or I'd be more annoyed if we opened up underneath the expected move. At least if we open up down here, we could look for a retest of the zone. You could see the EM act as resistance, but it's more when it can establish itself here. If it opens here and jumps right back up, it's not going to matter, right? So, but pay attention to the zones. I'll be watching it tomorrow as well. If we can open up somewhere in here, like catch a pullback or the retest, whatever, I think, you could see calls up to 337.50, 338, 339. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Actually, it's ended up being not quite an hour, but it is recorded, so I'll post it. You guys have any other questions? Anything else you want to go over? UNH and Chewy. UNH looks similar. No, I don't care. It's all good. I just don't want to sit and talk forever. If there's something to look at, I'm happy to do that, right? Well, I put UMH. Jesus. Oh wow, that dropped off a fucking cliff.
Did they miss earnings or something? I
Where's
got
the earning? Oh, it's the dividend coming up on the dividend? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a
Oh no.
massive drop.
US FTC orders more data in expanding pharmacy benefit manager probe. United Health Group increases dividend. I think that's it. No, that was 6 days ago. So what the fuck happened today? Really? I don't know. Maybe it's the dividend because it's coming up on it. Was that the ex-dividend date?
Let me see if I can find out some info on it.
This should have the date, right? The X date was the 15th. Huh. Yeah, no, so the ex-dividend date is the 15th and the payment is on the 27th. So we're still 2 days away. I guess it just sold the fuck off going into the dividend, which makes sense when right before the dividend gets paid, like you'll see it sell off, right? Like here, right? You see how it's sold off going into it. But I mean, that's pretty big. I don't know. Maybe something else came out. Do you know anything, Danny? I assume you would have typed by now if you had. So it's all good. But that's a smash through. What the fuck? This is a hammer on glass, and they picked up a fucking missile launcher instead of the hammer, and they blasted through the glass that it was trying to break, and it went through the walls into the wife and kids and through to the neighbor's house. You know what I mean? Like that fucking thing is rocking down. What does it say? Medicare Advantage enrolls lower spending people, leading to favorable selection led to Medicare Advantage overpayments on the order of 14.4% in 2020. So are they getting sued, or they have to pay that back?
I don't think they're getting sued. So okay, so just by the little bit of information I see, Medicare essentially controls how much money gets reimbursed to hospital systems. And if
Right.
Medicare
So
at
they're
any
gonna
given
lose in the
time
future.
questions something or wants something, they can actually put money on hold. Like literally they can
Yeah.
withhold payment and or
Yeah.
they can even ask for it all back. So it sounds like something like that might be happening.
Yeah, I'm reading a little bit of the article at first. And that would make sense though, right? Like they're basically saying like, oh, you owe us this money. So now for everything in the future payments, we're going to be taking, off basically or whatever. So it will fuck up future earnings, if anyways. Yeah, so dividends $1.88. What was the last one? Okay, $1.65. So they did increase it. That's what the news was saying 6 days ago. So you know what? This could be, I mean, it could be a buying opportunity here, honestly. I mean, I would wait and see what Powell does, but this is not it's not out of the range. This is pretty low. Not that it can't go lower, but man,
That's a
if we
big
get a
drop for them.
drop tomorrow,
Yeah.
I might sell some fucking puts on this. So if I'd sell puts down, like 450s or something. I don't know what they would be. I'll have to see what they're at, but I mean, if you could get a move down to where it gets like close to 460 and then sell, cash secured puts on the fucking 450s, that would be a good way to get into this to buy, you know what I mean? That way if it drops to it, um you could sell a spread too. So like if you don't have the account size, which obviously that's actually they're 450 a share, so it'd be a bit of margin, but you could make a spread out of it, right? You could what would you do? You would sell, yeah, you'd buy the 450s, I guess, or 455s and sell the 450s. Or I'm sorry, buy the 460s, sell the 450s, something like that. Um, yeah,
All right,
450s
so
to
just an
yeah,
FYI,
477 breaks along. Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
UNH is not the only one. I think all the big insurance companies may take a hit with them tomorrow. So just an
What's some
FYI.
other companies? Do you know?
Like Aetna, for instance, United Healthcare, Cigna, all the big
How do you spell that? Or what's their ticker?
Aetna is I don't know the ticker, but it's spelled AETNA.
Oh,
Humana.
AETNA. Yeah, of course, Humana. All right, so where is it? Is Aetna AETNA?
That's the actual name, AETNA.
I know. Normally it would show, even with a name, it would show. Oh wait,
Let's
here we
see.
go. OTC. Yeah. I know it's it's not it.
Aetna might be actually CVS because CVS, I think, is owned by Aetna or Aetna owns CVS, one or the other.
Let's see if they took a dip. That's all I'm wondering. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. So that's an after hours drop. All right. So then what is Humana's
HUM.
HUM, of course. Hummus. That's it. Oh yeah. All right, so that's across the board. Yes. So that's going to be definitely a discussion in the morning is healthcare or insurance or healthcare. Well, these are all insurance basically, right?
Yeah, these are all, well, it has to do with the Medicare side of coverage, regardless if it's a private or not insurance coverage.
Right, right.
But there's something that's going on with the way Medicare is reimbursed, and there's a lawsuit right now that's been brought towards, I think, not just United Health, but I saw something with Aetna listed in there too. So I think all these big ones are about to get hit with something. So something big is brewing.
Look at this. That's their fucking weekly demand. Yeah, no, that's definitely good. This white line represents where the price dropped to the low. All right, yeah, so that's something. So we're doing that pre-market space where we go over a watch list. I'm gonna bring it up to these guys tonight and see what they say in the morning. I mean, we'll definitely go over some of these, but they may have like a better list even than what I have. Yeah, no, but CVS, it did drop though off the hourly. Yeah, I mean, some of these dropped harder than others, but see, CVS isn't, it's not just pharmacies, you know what I mean? So their model is probably is why they didn't drop quite as hard.
Yeah, so they own Aetna, and Aetna's base. If Aetna was separate from CVS, it probably mimicked what the others are doing, but because it's probably saved by the
It's
pharmacy
still,
component.
I mean, it's still dropped pretty decently though. I mean, not percentage wise, of course, but like that's still a pretty good drop down. This one definitely bounced and held here though. So, um, yeah. I mean, we'll have to see where they're at in the morning, you know. It really depends. This one, oh, zoom out. I don't know why I'm on the 1 hour. That's your daily. I mean, yeah, so now the drop, shit, what was the price again? Fuck, sorry. So it's already at 710, but it dropped to 70 to 10. So 71.10. 71.10 is right here. That's where it's at. It dropped down to 70. So it dropped down kind of into this daily demand. Yeah, I mean, look where it came back up to, right? What was the this kind of double bottom situation until you got the daily close, right? Underneath where this one closed, and then you had the bounce back and boom. So, and that's without looking at the weekly, of course. But yeah, so let's just see if this is going to, the fact that it dropped off right there, pretty fucking convenient. Um, and I'm just thinking about this as a whole. So, yeah, see what you can hear, what you find out about that, or what you, if you hear anything on that,
Yeah,
Kim, you
I'll
know,
read more
yeah,
about it tonight, and then I'll DM it.
yeah, see what, for sure, or post it in the chat if you want, you know, if it's something you want
Sure,
to share, that's fine
sure.
too, you know, whatever. I'm happy, you can DM it, I have to always post shit too, but, whatever works. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, well, that's interesting. I mean, it's not cool for the companies, but could be an opportunity here. CVS is just overall, you know, it's done okay. It could, I mean, these things start to turn around and run. Um, eventually, you know, other sectors will catch up. I don't know, man. I'm not sold on it, but I definitely have felt more bullish. Like we've clocked over some key levels I've been talking about since, I mean, since like we started trading this shit, you know, since I started trading on space, like on live, basically with the group and shit. I guess I was in spaces before this, but still, it's yeah. I mean, it's been a year of um, straight not liking what I've seen, but now you get SPX. Now stocks like this though, it's not really isn't doing much, you know. I mean, we're way back down. We have not come back up. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Definitely, I want to take a look at them in the morning. If I could find, like, that's the fucking weekly still. If, you know, if we saw like CVS pop up to 75, I mean, that's most likely going to be a decent short anyways, right? Now, if we see it kind of reclaim, actually, I'm going to put an alert up here because if CVS like reclaims this, even if it's in, you know, a week or two, um, it's worth knowing, right? Because at that point, now you've reclaimed a pretty key area. You know what I mean? Like if you can get back up over this though, now you're reclaiming, you know, I don't care what happened back here, just the fact that like that is, you know, it's a pretty large step in the right direction. So, and then maybe it'd be a buying opportunity. I mean, I don't know. Look at this thing. I bought it at the top and I'm just holding it. It's gonna go up. It's almost there. It's almost there. I'm almost fucking positive. Ah, just smashed down. Now I gotta hold it for another 50 years. That's why we don't bag hold. All right, what else? Something else. I know we talked about something else. Chewy. Yeah, so Chewy just broke the 100-day. And of course, I mean, everything's at fucking supply just about. This one's not quite there daily. Um, what does it look like? Yeah, so it's continuing to crunch up. Yeah, no, this is good. I mean, it's definitely looking solid. I would just want to see it get continuation here, right? I'll put these 4 hour zones in and then we can take a look at it again in the morning. So that's your 4 hour supply, right? Your daily supply is pretty much close to there. Yeah, so just slightly underneath. And then I'm sure if we go to the hourly, I bet there's a zone near the top. Bingo, right there. So, I'll leave these two yellow lines, but see how like so the hourly supply is the 4-hour resistance, right? As far as getting a signal from it. So you'll have your way to kind of get up, and the daily is just, a little bit lower. So that's potential. Now, I mean, as far as a pullback, I like it back to 39, maybe a little bit above. Seeing this consolidation though, like it could easily run up. It'd be nice to see it stay inside this zone and then continue higher. If it pulled back, maybe to this consolidation and then let it rip again up. Um, let's see if it gaps up over 40. I mean, yeah, this thing starts running. It looks kind of like CVS in the sense that like we're reclaiming, key spot. Like this was a big move to move up. Don't get me wrong. It's run up almost 33% basically. A third from 30 to 40. So not discounting like this move, but like obviously if we can get above this area here, over 40, really 42, like Chewy looks good. Obviously 50 might be a struggle. But at least at that point, you're completing this fucking channel that we've been in forever. So that is it's pretty good. I would say keep an eye on, it looks like something like, where does that take us to? Hit there kind of. So you could watch that. This was the retest and it dropped and we're coming back up. It's going to probably line up, if it happens tomorrow or at this time this week, it's going to line up with this whole area anyways. So I think I can fit this all in, but you're not gonna be able to see it too well. All right, I'll post that. As far as pullbacks go, right, like we talked about, I'd rather see, consolidation up here. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the other one. But consolidation up here is up here. So if it comes up, we want to see it come back down on the hourly to right here. But on the larger time frame, if you pulled back to 36, like that's not terrible. Isn't that what he just posted? Stephanie Height? Yeah, that's the first article he posted. The one you just found. That's hilarious.
The one I just found. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, it's all good. I mean, it's like from a healthpolicy.edu site. So
Yeah,
definitely.
it's an actual healthcare report on overpayments from 2020. And so I guess they want that money back. And that's a lot of money, 14.4% or something like that of
Yeah, right.
overpayments.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big chunk. Absolutely. I think that's what I saw, 14%. That's I'll read it. If I'll try to read it. Well, I'll read it in the morning most likely. Yeah, no, that's no joke. We need to set a time and day for the group to have an SPX trade session. Yeah, I know. Well, it's going to depend on this week. Well, this week's screwy just because of the spaces, but at the same time, I mean, it's not just followers, but I got a ton of followers and made some contacts, including this fucking OS crew that potentially could do some good shit. I mean, it could be good. And even if it's just a collaboration and if that's how it ends, although I like the group, I've been spending some time over there, but today was a little fucked up because well, here's the thing with scheduling it, right? I'd rather just do like this week we're gonna have, I mean, tomorrow on Thursday, I'll be around, right? But the thing is it's end of day, maybe, right? Power hour, maybe. Um, we are gonna be trading on like actually trading with the OS group tomorrow. It's a power hour session. And that's what today was supposed to be with Wolf, but I mean, I don't know. I even said something to him. I was like, hey man, happy to be on the spaces, but I'm like, it's definitely less trading. So I'm like, if it's gonna be more macro themed, like I can study up or I can like prep myself a little bit better, because I don't give a fuck. I mean, I listen to what's going on and I process it in terms of the charts, and I'm like, give me price action, and they just want to, I don't know, it's one of those spaces, but I don't host it. That's part of the deal. So hopefully, if OS turns into that shit, then it won't matter anyways. I'll just go, hopefully still be doing our own shit, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll do one this week. I think Thursday afternoon is good to go. Don't to hold me to it. I will be around middle of the day tomorrow, right? But obviously the markets have sucked and not sucked, but they have not. It hasn't been like the end of the power hour session. Honestly, most of the trades I've taken in the morning, even on the spaces, like they were good. They were okay. Um, but I could have been very wrong. I was very loaded to the upside, and I'm glad it played out like that. That is what I saw. But it wasn't a lot of action based, right? It was like buy, wait, space ended, and then they took off in the afternoon. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a 2 o'clock mover tomorrow, 1 o'clock mover. I'll be around for that. So
Are you gonna like kind of stream it into the Discord like you did that day, that one time, and that way if they all kind of get sideways conversing
well, I
on.
did that today. I realized the audio was off on fucking. I think I finally moved it over to the Discord even, but yeah, I was running that for a little while. And that's I could have spoken up more. Honestly, some of the trades I didn't. I mean, I was sitting in for this morning's session. Now in the afternoon, that was definitely, I don't know. I was involved in the conversation. Yeah. I should be with the OS crew. I'm going to be speaking a ton. So that's the whole reason they're like collaborating, is that they want, they know that I do spaces all the time. I mean, they have like their team, right? And I know they have their own team, but I've been chatting with a bunch of the guys, and everybody's really, I won't be the only one talking, but I definitely can step in at any time there, which I could have do with Wolves, but tonight it was like this macro powwow, which is, everybody wants to hear about fucking uh, Powell tomorrow, and that's fine. I got like 40 followers just sitting in that fucking space. I'm like, that's fine. Maybe one or two will turn into somebody that's interested, maybe more. Um, I think our spaces are interesting when they do get going, so we shall see. But yeah, no, we can schedule one. I don't mind actually scheduling it, but I won't know that until after this weekend. So um, we will figure that out. But I did want to do a class. I figure we'll probably do one more this week. It's only Tuesday. Maybe we'll do one Thursday night. I don't know. We'll have to see. It does depend on how tired I am after doing spaces and shit. Although I did get some sleep finally, but fucking kids have been waking up a ton, and I've been working late. So anyway, no excuses though. I'm happy to definitely spend some time in and out of here. You guys want to look at anything else? I will. What did you say? TQ got some homework on the potential healthcare play. Find the vein. He's like, I need a fucking banger. Dude, I don't know, but did you guys play off of the expected move today on the Owanda charts? Did you guys we looked no, we didn't look at that. I don't know.
I was tied up in meetings all day until when I initially sent a message saying I'm finally done. But by then, majority of the big moves were done. I did take a couple of plays towards power hour. And that was about it. But no,
This was the move. I mean, it's 2:30 right here Eastern, so not quite
nothing like it
power
could have been.
hour,
And you know what? I am kicking myself in the ass left and right and every which way. Yesterday, I thought about taking the 20-cent 440 SPY calls with a Friday expiration.
yeah,
Mother effing blah, blah,
yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah. How much was it? Where'd you go?
blah, because
Yeah,
they would have been. I'm so mad at myself for not having faith to do it.
yeah. I mean, I took that. I don't know, we call it straddle or whatever, and obviously the calls were rocking, right? Scaled out of some of that, but I'm holding the puts. Puts are down, so like it's not a free trade, but it's they definitely gapped up. But I want to squeeze more out of it. But the thing is, it's still, or I mean, it's a risk, right? I mean, the straddle's okay, but they're expensive. So even on SPY though, like it has to move correctly. And now we obviously gapped up, so it definitely
Yeah.
was. I mean, Tesla's been great. It's another one, fucking Tesla that just, oh, this is what I'm saying though. This is what you guys are going to look for. We had this expected move coming up, or we broke the EM, come back down, and test it perfectly like this. And I know SPX. I don't think SPX lined up as well with this, which was interesting, but or maybe it was SPY. I don't know, but even QQQ has been bouncing off the expected move. So there have been plays. That's a lot of what I did today, besides in the morning, right, where I was just looking at shit and whatever. I mean, I talked about it on the space. I was like, this is what I got into or I'm watching, and there were opportunities on it. It kind of looked flat and sideways. Just luckily everything took off finally, you know. I mean, this was our chop. So this is 9:30. We went up on SPX, came down. You know, this was a lot of back and forth. And even up here, like I wasn't sure if it was going to do it, but it came back. You know, we keep testing this fucking this EM from the top. So, but this was the move here. This was good. I mean, this is 362, which I forget on SPX what it actually was, but still from let's just say 360, even 364 up to 375s. You know what? 11-point move. More if you pushed it higher. So that's what we should look for. And there's going to be more tomorrow. So don't worry about what you missed today. Just be ready. But that didn't happen until the afternoon.
Hey,
right?
Alex, how much?
So, but
sorry if I keep interrupting you because you cut in and out. And I can't tell if it's my system or if it's
you were
who's
cutting
actually
in and out. I think it's your system because you were cutting out. I mean, it could be mine, but when you were talking, you cut out for like just a minute when I think you were saying how much that contract was or how much it went to. I didn't hear that part, but everything else we could hear. But anyways, go ahead. You're fine. You're good.
It went 1,000%. Like the 20-cent calls were worth like over $1 something today, and that was
Yep, I know. It's like fucking 5-6x. There's
yes.
I mean, there's definitely there's some massive. If you go look at the options chain and look at the individual contracts, and like view it on like the 15-minute chart or something, that there's some sickening plays. I mean, it's good to look at because it gives you an idea. Here's the thing: if you ever, if you're thinking of taking that, it's $20. Like, put down $100. I mean,
dude, I was gonna buy 100 contracts. That's why I'm so mad.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Can you imagine what that would have been?
Yeah, but the thing is, if you hesitate 100 contracts, buy 10 of them, right? It's $200 or it's 400. Yeah, no, $200, 20 cents a piece, and fucking, and just have them. I mean, you don't want to do that constantly, but in a situation like this, but here's the thing too: it's tomorrow's Thursday or tomorrow's Wednesday, and then we have Thursday and Friday, and I mean, I don't see anything changing to where if we sell off, we're gonna have tons of opportunities, and if we rally, we'll have tons. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it ending to where like Thursday and Friday don't have phenomenal moves. I mean, literally the last a few weeks, as nice as some of the days have been, it's like you could wait till Thursday, Friday and just trade, be around for those 2 days, mainly in the afternoon and just and make some killer money. So just don't beat yourself up. But yeah, no, that's wild. There was somebody that posted an Apple trade. What the fuck was it? I
CB
saw
Blast or somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see that on Twitter? Right. Now I don't know if that's real, but I think it's somebody. I'm pretty sure it didn't say what the strike price or what the strike was, but I don't know. I saw a couple different people post it and chat about it, and I guess like there are options that did that, right? They were leaps that still have a bunch of time, but are so are crazy in the money. They're just so fucking cheap. It was 1,000,000%. I think is what I forget how many millions, but it was lit. I remember it was 7 digits percent.
It was huge. Yeah, it was huge.
So, yep, pretty massive. So, I mean, there's some crazy plays out there for us right now. I mean, look, here's the thing: as long as Powell's good and we open up above here, we could retest. Maybe we open up a little bit higher. I do want to see on the 4-hour how we react, but we will talk about this in the morning. We could do a lot of things. We are, this is a legacy zone here, this white, and then the top of the yellow, right? You can tell right here, 330, 43.88, 43.75. So if we reject from there, first spot I'm going to look for bounce is the expected move. And if we, if we start creeping lower than that, then maybe we play the downside of the range until Powell comes out. And when Powell, after Powell comes out and speaks, he doesn't end until fucking 3:30 half the time. So, maybe even closer to 4 Eastern. He comes out at 2:30, but he talked for a solid hour there, a little bit over, I thought, but I don't know. They do cut it off. Anyways, even if that's the case, maybe we'll swing something, right? If there's nothing that pops up, but then there's Thursday and Friday. So I'm excited. I've been excited about this week. It hasn't been the easiest week. It's been kind of it's been easy in the end of the days, but after like a morning that gets a little choppy and shit. But I mean, I don't know. The market's moving. I like it when the market's moving, and when it's moving up, you have more participation. You have the FOMO fear, factor kick in with a lot of people. I mean, there's, you see it, right? Like Twitter starts lighting up. Like there's not right away necessarily, but like there's more people coming in, like starting to trade again. Because some of their accounts, some of their accounts that they had that are down a bunch are starting to come back in, which are they just bag
Is
held them.
that?
But what's that?
Even GME took off. What the heck is that?
Yeah, there's something on online. Yeah, no, we could be. Here's the fucking funny thing. If we don't, I mean, until we like actually correct hard and fast, right? Like the market has almost been rewired, like hardwired to have like the memes are not going to go away. Fucking SPX crazy zero DTE movement not going to go away. Volatility will still probably stay elevated. Maybe it dips and then it doesn't rally as high. But that's the other thing, guys. I still have VIX calls. Let's look at VIX real quick. Yeah, because look what VIX did, right? Remember I was talking last week about oops, shit. Hold on. I was talking last week about moving all my zones around. About buying just because we're on the bottom of this weekly zone here. And so we've gapped up. So even though we're running up, right, volatility's high because of FOMC, and the data this week. So I mean, there's a bunch. We'll look at coin too, just briefly. But yeah, so just keep in mind, like I like the call side of this. I've been buying 20 strike and a couple a little bit lower. But for July, I'm not buying July anymore, but I have some Julys, August, and September. So, and I'm probably going to, if we dip back down again under 14, I will buy January's of next year. So that's that. I don't really want to go out farther than that, but it just seems like they don't cost much. I don't know. I'm not going crazy on it, but I am like building it up. And you know what? If it fucking goes, if I take a big hit on it, so be it. It's one of those things that are like the volatility is going to spike again. Doesn't mean the market's going to sell off like back down to new lows even. But I mean, it didn't take new lows necessarily to get, well, this did. This was no, this was in March, right? This was not the new lows. We could push back back up to 30 or even 25, and at that point, like the 17 strike, the 20 strike, 22 strike calls, especially if you still have a few months on them or a couple months, are going to go to town. So that's what I'm looking at. All right. What was the last one? Did he just say coin? You know what? Maybe I need to do this in a different. No, this looks good. Remember what I said about coin too? It dipped down, it bounced, right? I was like, I'm bullish coin. I put out a little video on that. I gotta do more videos too. Why? Because we held the fucking daily demand. And what have we done now? We fucking bounced, came back up, came down, tested it, held it again. So very interested to see what's happening here. The SEC is trying to get rid of Gary Gensler. Yeah, probably. He probably had somebody buy the fuck up out of something, right? I mean, Bitcoin didn't crash that that bad, and it's stuck right here. It's gonna be interesting, to say the least. But I do think it's gonna come down and test this weekly zone, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to do it right away by any means. I mean, it could, we could rally back up to this 26,752 and then come back down. There's a lot of possibilities. I think, and I know this is not the only crypto, obviously, there's others that are getting smashed, but Bitcoin's always interesting. The, where does this go? Right there. Yeah, this little trend, whatever you want to call it, be interesting to see if it breaks. Your monthly fucking zone is down here, just under 14K down to 10K basically. That would be new lows, right, for this of this cycle. But anyways, we'll see. Wouldn't surprise me if they got rid of fucking Gensler. He, bought up a bunch of shit and then it turned around and came back up. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. I do think that CBDCs are is the end goal, but there are people in positions of power that, they see the dangers of that. Not so much what we would want to use it for, right? Even though some of it's sketchy. but what other countries, China particularly has kind of done with it, and these credit bureaus that already have given you a social score. It's not implemented. Well, technically you have your insurance is a little bit higher if you have a shitty social score, but it's not implemented in the same way that obviously China is. So with that all said, people are aware of that. Maybe there's some pushback, maybe not. I don't know. Fucking Gensler's a clown, but it's almost like a playboy. He reminds me of a straight gangster out of Chicago. All right. Anyways, that's that. Coin is. You want me to post this chart, Danny? I mean, I know it's the same chart I posted before, but that way you don't have to search for it. No, I mean I can post it. It's fine. I'll tell you what though. I keep posting shit in here, and that's stupid. I'm gonna put it in the trade ideas. Yeah, I'm sure. I think I did post this. Same zones at least. Obviously added days. I think it is in the charts channel, right? The TR charts and plays. So at least it's findable. I'm all over the place tonight. I don't think I put names on any of those charts that I just posted besides that one. I just realized. All right. Yeah, that's it. Listen, if you guys want flow, don't forget, right? Go to the options bot channel. You know what I mean? Options bot, you hit backslash or forward slash, sorry, right? The one that everybody, you always hit next to the shift button, and type in flow, and then a whole bunch of choices will come up, and you can choose you can choose big flow. It'll give you a little explanation, tells you everything you need to know. And then you can search for the top flow and a whole bunch of stuff. It's not I feel like some is missing out of this, but I mean, it still gives a good, it's got a good, I can't say that for sure if something's missing. I think I had trouble finding one of the NVIDIA sweeps that came through, but then again, maybe I just missed it. But all right, that's it. You guys have a great night. Everything good? Everybody happy?
Yep.
I'm happy going along. All right, good deal.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, Alex.
Yeah, no problem, you guys. It'll be a big day tomorrow. I will be around. I'll be trading. That's the thing, you guys. I will be here. What am I saying? I will be here for FOMC. I'm going to be trading in the power hour doesn't start till 3. The morning one is just a pre-market. So I will be here tomorrow trading. So, but definitely at FOMC. So starting at, I don't know, 1:30. And that's what I was getting at is I would have preferred to start the space at 1:32 and just run that through, because it helps bring in more people. But I'm letting them kind of figure out how they want to do it. And after this week, if it's a good relationship, then I will step into the position that he's specifically really interested. You need someone that's going to keep running shit that can help with them, and it'll benefit all of us if it works out. If it doesn't sound good, then fuck it and move on.
You need to promote your Discord a little more. That's the only thing my constructive criticism for you is I hear you and I hear everybody else, and they all kind of promote their means.
Yeah, but no, I get it. But listen, I don't have the time right now to even do half the shit in the Discord that I should be doing. And I know that's it's not so much to promote not so much the time to do the promotions. What I've been starting is I want to do more videos. I didn't do them the last 2 days, but just to kind of boost more of the presence on YouTube and Instagram, but on Twitter itself. I mean, hopefully if this shit doesn't work with OS, then it's fine. I will continue to expand in here, but there's a lot of stuff that they have a team of 5 guys, right? That are in there that trade constantly, that are, there's this whole integration. And I mean, that's great. I haven't, I could probably find people to fill that role and manage it and shit. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff inside the Discord that needs to be built out. A couple courses. There's just stuff that needs to be fine tuned. And honestly, I'll promote the shit out of it. I don't mind paying for promotions even on Twitter at some point, but I don't, I want to get the other shit done first. So I feel you though. I know it's under promoted. The other thing I haven't done a lot of is share wins and stuff like that. I need to take more screenshots and do it, but we'll see. We'll see where all this all works out here anyways. it may be a decent change coming up. But I mean, everybody's included and it's going to be along for the ride no matter what we do. And I just don't know what it is until then. And then I'll happily talk to everybody about it. So, and Kim, I'm happy to talk to you. I don't mind chatting with you about it. Like we can talk on the phone. I just don't have. I'll know more this weekend, and we'll go from there. Because I'll tell you what, like even just the spaces with Wolf, as annoying as some of the people can be, on days like even today where it's like, okay, where's the live trading? Like, let's talk more about active shit. At the same time, like it's huge for engagement. I don't mind doing stuff like that. So there are definitely avenues that could be like pushed more. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But anyways, have a good night. I'll chat with you guys. I'll put the recording out here soon. And hopefully we make some killer money tomorrow. Have a good night, you guys. See ya.